Oh.
You gotta answer the first question before we start, dude. Okay, I see it. Do you see it?
Alright, let me see here. Looks like it's up. Don't hear anything, and hold on.
Yodelay, 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 hee-hoo.
Wait for it. Okay, I see it. And I hear... Alright.
Take over, it's time to boogie down.
Right.
Make over.
Hopefully I'm not too loud. I was kind of loud in the last, I think it was not the last, most recent episode, but the last Phoenix Wright one.
No, but we did power wash last night, and I think you were fine on that one. I actually watched some of the power wash one this morning to see how it was, and it sounded pretty okay.
I checked it out too, and I learned I learned in the betrayal that this whole time I've been like cleaning methodically, and Lujack has been like just spraying the letter Z
just
around,
just ADHD
until I clean up. And I'm like, just clean clean one thing, and then clean a different thing. Like, clean like a square or a rectangle.
It got mad at me for that, too.
Clean one area first. And then I was discussing this before we got on mic, where I was like, I was saying to Lujack, I'm like, do you think there's like I had that like Mr. Glass moment where I was like, if there's people like me who have the ADHD, are there people out there who have like just way too much attention? And then I'm like, oh, that's just people who play like really mediocre MMOs. Like,
I feel like that's what OCD would be, though. I feel like OCD would be the opposite of ADHD.
Yeah, maybe
I have both, and they like compete with each other. They kind of fight sometimes, because I'll have moments where I'll be like,
maybe
I have to
use your
obsessively...
OCD to clean.
Yeah. I'm autistic on top of all that, so that's three things going on with my brain.
I didn't think about it until recently, because I'm like, oh wait, Lujack's the camera, and I feel like someone's gonna watch our stream and be like, who is this psychopath drawing Z's on the ground? That's not how you clean. And I'm power washless to stop it.
Power washless.
Oh, and this bit got cut off. We were talking about Sea of Thieves and how like there's bits of Sea of Thieves that like, even though I still consider Sea of Thieves like competent, but like it definitely needs a lot more lore to work with. Like it needs like a whole lore team.
That's also how I feel about Palworld too.
Yeah, Rare, come hire me. I'll give you something to work with. But the thing, one thing I really liked, I was thinking about the harpoon and cannon system, and how you can use them for traversal, where you can launch yourself with a cannon to get up onto an island, and then on the way back, usually when you go to get stuff on an island, the first person who gets back to the ship will become sort of the designated harpooner, who the harpoon, because it doesn't do friendly fire, and I don't think it does damage to enemies. It just reels them in and surprises them.
Yep.
It's extremely useful because it means you don't have to swim or use like a dinghy to get back onto your ship, and so you can use it sort of tactically, and you can be in an inconvenient spot and like be up on the hill or something and just like toss a crate, and then your harpoon guy can like pick it up, or you can toss it in the ocean and you can pick it up with the harpoon, it's very satisfying because it gives this sort of higher skill ceiling where it's like, oh, I used to go into the water, and then I learned how to do the like power attack into water, which started as a glitch, and then they just added it to the game to make you go faster. And then, like, sometimes I just launch myself onto islands.
Like you do.
Also, I got a walkthrough thing because I was trying to remember, like, what we had gone through because it's been like a few weeks.
Yeah, it's been some time.
Oh, okay. And then I was like, hey, samurai dogs.
Samurai dogs. Samurai pizza dogs.
For those who are just joining us, which I would hope you would catch up, but if those are joining us live, we're in Turnabout Goodbyes, where there's been some kind of murder or attempted murder? Question mark.
Yeah.
Out because we don't know if I don't think we know if that guy's dead or hospitalized or I don't know. All we know is that there were two guys, and one of them had a gun. Someone heard the shot.
Got a gun. Phoenix is on the run.
Listening for... Just gonna ignore that. Got a picture of it because they had a camera pointed at the lake that was listening for specific loud noises to get a picture of Gordy, the Gourd Lake monster.
Mm-hmm. Alright, December...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can I read this?
Nah, I want to read it.
December...
I want to read it.
Okay, you can go.
December 26,9:44 a.m. District Court Defendant Lavi No Dato. Karma?
That's right. Manfred von... That's right. Manfred von Karma. He's the best prosecutor there is.
Karma, my favorite Assassination Classroom character. No?
How did I forget there was someone named Karma?
Yeah, he's like the coolest dude.
I saw Classroom, but I guess I didn't get that far.
I recommend watching all of it and reading the manga because the anime leaves out a few storylines that I think are worth reading.
I once made a meme. I think I sent it to Lujack, and it's just in the thumb. It's like a YouTube thumbnail, I designed it to look like a YouTube thumbnail of like one of those people who analyzes like Call of Duty maps. Yeah. Except it's just the Assassination Classroom guy in front of like the moon with the hole in it. It just says moon map update. And then you can just take that and put it in any setting that has a moon that exploded, like a ruby or whatever.
Apex Legends has that.
Sorry. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career.
40 years? Damn, he old.
He's only taken 3 cases, though.
That's the secret. He doesn't really do a whole lot. That's why he wins. That's why he has such a high successful rate.
He just takes really... Yeah, that's the thing that's the funny thing is that, like, I know this is a pop culture thing, but, like, I have to imagine there's, like, a trade-off where you do have to balance, like, you really do have to balance, like, how many court cases you can win, but also you have to be aware that, like, what if someone looks into what cases you won and they're all, like, really obvious, like, open and shut cases?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, this guy was wanted for murder, and then it's like, I have, like, several pictures of this guy in a different state at the time. Here's a selfie he took at a party that was, like, 100 miles away.
Meanwhile, you look at Phoenix Wright's first case, and it's like, oh, there was, like, this clock that talked, and it was, like... You had to notice the most absurd details in order to, like, come to that conclusion. Just a whole series of gotchas.
You know, if there's one thing I could add to Phoenix Wright, if there's one thing I would add to, like, a Phoenix Wright game, I would want it to have that, like, the Resident Evil item analysis, where when you get an item, it's, like, 3D, and you can kind of, like, rotate it and zoom in and look at the bottom and be like, oh, there's a number here. Like, I love that stuff.
That'd be cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Really neat,
Oh,
especially
wait,
if
shit, did you read that?
if something is like a really. No, but luckily I saw it. He's a god of prosecution. A god.
Okay. Alright, sorry,
Not a single case.
Continue what you were saying?
I was just reading my lines.
No, but what were you saying? I
done
cut
with
you
that.
off by accident. What were you saying before I cut you off?
Oh, let's see, prosecution, what if they take easy cases? Oh, the like, sort of, open and shut. It would be funny if it was like an open and shut case. Oh, no, and then I said the Resident Evil thing, where, like, I would love if... It would be especially funny if, like, just because, like, all the characters are sprites, so the items would have to just not be sprites and be 3D. But, like, I love the idea of where when you get an item, you could, like, pick it up and rotate it, like how you do for, like, puzzle items in like, Resident Evil, where it's like, oh, here's a key, and then you flip it over, and it has, like, a number on it. And you're like, ah, this is the number 3 key.
That'd be neat.
Yeah, and you could, like, try to combine them and stuff.
That'd be
I
pretty
can
cool.
finally combine these pieces of glass.
I
Not a single case?
I gotta combine this key with the ladder.
He'll do... I got that. He'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. He'll use a key on a ladder.
Why is he using the key on the ladder?
He'll kick you apart. You can kill with a stare.
Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth.
You don't understand. I mean, he'll really do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared. He'll make you into a snack, you little fish. You better swim away.
You won't be smiling back. 'Cause you'll be dead. And
I'm
you ain't
telling
no
you, Phoenix, you gotta stay out of that deep water, that dark water. Glass shark is coming for you.
Deep dark water, Phoenix. You gotta get out of there. There's a megalodon coming out there.
I looked up, like, I've seen like 3 different, like, animations of that bit. Apparently it's from was it My Brother and Me, where one of them is explaining, like, how they had, like, a childhood fear where anytime that they were just hanging out in a pool, that they would eventually just get this feeling that's like, yo, what if a shark's around? What if there's a shark trying to get me? And it's like, and they're like, and it didn't occur to you that, like, the shark, like, you know, wasn't obviously in the pool, and he's like, it didn't matter. Maybe he's hiding from me. And then one of them goes, maybe he's made of glass.
He's made of glass.
For those at home who haven't experimented with this, if you have a material that has the same refraction index as the liquid that it's suspended in, then it disappears. So, for instance, like a glass shark that disappears when it's in water. So it's just, you better watch out, fat kid. Glass shark coming for you.
That's really funny.
Glass shark, it's a good bit.
Glass shark.
Glass shark is like one of our bits.
I'll have to remember that. I need to look that up. It sounds really funny.
I'll send you a note so you remember.
Yeah, that's quite a claim coming from. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, that's your line.
No, sorry. I got distracted for a second. That's quite a claim coming from someone who forges evidence.
You taught me what it really means to prosecute.
Oh, like how to forge evidence?
My sources, I made it the frick up.
It's that gif of, like, Wright yelling at Armstrong. Source? I made it the fuck up!
Source? My sources, I made it the frick up! Check the internet lately?
Check the internet lately? football
that part
cheer.
is like actually in the game.
I love like the football stadium cheer sounds when he like is slamming you against the wall. It's fun. If you haven't played Metal Gear Rising, go play Metal Gear Rising. If you haven't played MGS before that, don't worry about it. Go play it anyway. You don't need to. It's fucking. Just go watch it for Armstrong. It's great. Go play it. Great game. Anyway, what? Dude, we should stream that at some point.
If we stream it, then I'm coming over and I'm playing it.
Well, okay, but we have to take turns because I did want to also be playing
I played
it.
it like twice.
I've played it like I played it like 5 times on 2 systems.
Don't hit any buttons.
Just
Mr.
picture.
Prosecutor is as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10. 10 Edgeworths.
10 whole Edgeworths.
So he was your teacher then, Mr. Edgeworth? Something like that. He was my fast facts professor. And I was trying to get you crowned guilty? What a creep.
Indeed.
Oh, wait. Maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out.
Doubtful.
Not a chance.
Dun dun dun!
It's no use!
It's no use!
There's like one trial that like he couldn't quite win, so he's just kept moving it around the courts, and he's hoping that it'll just keep moving until it's forgotten or he dies of old age. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. 40 years! He's as ruthless as me. Times 20!
Didn't you say times 10 earlier?
Yeah, that's pretty ruthless. 0 Ruths times 10 is still 0. Like I said, he's a god among prosecutors.
I guess that's something like Mia was to me. Speaking of Mia. Yo, Maya, summon Mia, the cool one who should be in this game. Maya?
Mia is like Maya's stand. She like summons her like ghost behind her.
Her persona.
Persona.
Da da da. Da da da.
I don't know if some of those notes are making it through Discord.
We could really, could really. What? What was that?
We should start again.
We
I
could.
was just waiting for you to read your line.
We could really be using Mia's help right now, don't you think?
Oh,
Question mark?
I can't.
Oh, because you couldn't go to the waterfall?
I tried. I really tried, but I couldn't reach.
I didn't get to do my waterfall training, so I'm not able to summon her. You couldn't reach?
The power of the All Might has been critically wounded in my last battle.
Yeah, you gotta eat a
I can't
hair.
summon it.
You gotta eat a hair to absorb his power. Yo, what if All Might's a persona?
Didn't we already like cover that?
I think we did.
Like,
I think we did, yeah. I
we
don't
were
know if we
talking
talked about
how,
that on
like,
stream, though.
Yeah, I don't think we did. So like we were talking about like, oh well, if monsters and demons and
Literature characters
gods and spirits and stuff, and occasionally like literature characters show up in what's the word, as personas, then there should be like superhero pastiches.
Yeah, there should
And
be like
then
a
I had this
Superman type.
realization where I was, and then I had that realization where it's like, oh well, if you had like a Superman pastiche, it would just be All Might.
Yeah.
Which and then it made me realize that technically All Might is on my short list of like superhero archetype pastiches that are unironically like what's the word? Unironically Superman as a good guy instead of Superman as a bad guy.
Yeah, dude, I love My Hero Academia. I started reading the manga, but I fell off of it a while ago. I watched a bit of the anime, but I didn't really keep up with it. I want to get back to it at some point, but I remember one of the coolest shots in that whole manga being just All Might when he's like half depowered, but he's like staring down All for One, and he's like gonna do a final blow, and he looks really cool, and it was awesome.
And I always they kind of like what messes with me is that like the I keep calling it the All Might because I always confuse
The one for all
for the All for One.
All for One and One for
Which
All.
one does All Might have?
I don't remember.
Hold on.
I think All Might has the One for All.
One for All, yeah. All right, so so the One for All, like. So there's something very amusing about how it's like a She-Hulk kind of deal where his like public persona is like this like 9-foot tall giant.
Yeah.
And that like, but he only looks like that when his power is activated, and he's used that for so long that people just kind of don't know what he normally looks like, and so they just don't recognize him in his like depowered form where he's like 90 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like there's kind of like, this isn't like a spoiler, it's like a continuing kind of thingamajiggy where he's like, oh yeah, like when I'm depowered, I'm really skinny and kind of look like someone needs to feed me soup with a spoon.
Yeah, you learn this in like the first chapter. It's a pretty basic. It's pretty basic knowledge.
He looks like he could, if he ever left his professorship, he could just get a job as like a Tim Burton character.
It's like when Mario gets hit in a game.
No, that's the grandpa guy. with the fast feet. That's Mario when he gets hit, because he's
Wait, who?
he's short. But what's his name? Like was it Gran Turismo? I think was his name, or Gran Torino. It's like a pun because he's like a grandpa. I don't know how long he's been Gran, but
I not remember him?
He has like air feet and he can like jump off of walls and stuff.
That sounds familiar, but I can't remember him for some reason. I'm gonna have to look that up later.
Sorry, Gran Torino, not Gran Torino. Yeah, Gran Torino. He's kind of like small Ben 10 character shapes. Like he has like these big boots and big gloves.
That's the guy who taught All Might, right? Yeah. I remember him.
Yeah. He's one of the mentors.
Yeah. Dude, you're right. That is Mario. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's more Mario shaped, where he's like small but stocky. No, but like there's something kind of funny about how like he's been All Might for like his whole like career, and so when he's like depowered, people don't recognize him. But also like he has to like sort of maintain a at least for some amount of time. Like it's ready. Excuse me. Speaking of depowered, sorry, I had ear surgery recently, and it's all my ear stuff is leaking into the other stuff, and it's gross, and that's why I'm coughing.
Sounds awful.
No, but so they kind of have to like maintain a sort of level of secrecy that All Might like isn't around all the time, because it like it's like a high power form that he can't just easily maintain anymore, and so it's like, so he'll do like a public appearance, and then like it's kind of like a not an actor, it's like when a rock star gets off stage and like, oh man, that was exhausting.
Yeah.
Like he just immediately like poofs. He does the little like he did like, it's like he's doing a jutsu, like a genjutsu to maintain his form.
Goes to take a nap.
Yeah. But like what I wasn't expecting is that like we keep expecting like a time where he's like, okay, this time for realsies though, this is the last time I can turn into All Might. Like there's a finite amount of times, and there is a practical limit. Like he can't go superheroing in like his relatively like limited power form in like the early seasons, and that's the whole reason for the whole like him passing down the power.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's always shocking when you remember that it's like, oh, he's got like a little in the tank. It's just a tiny amount. So
Yeah.
so like he does that like once in like the late seasons, where he's like, ha ha ha, and he like turns into All Might for like 1 second, and then turns back. I'm like, whoa, hey, wait, hold on, you can't do that. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, he can. It's not like he's cursed to not be able to do it. It's more like burping on command. That's all he can do.
Yeah, also, I really like Katsuki's power. Like, I just like the idea that he just produces explosions. He just sweats explosions. His whole gimmick is neat.
Did I write that up right?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, Katsuki.
Katsuki, yeah.
Oh, but that's because they usually call him by his other name. Katsuki Bakugo.
Bakugan ass.
Bakugan Brawler.
Bakugan Brawler ass.
You know, this guy's got a hard life because he's always got to be looking. He's got to find like, he's got to go to the what are they, the like Tinkerers Guild or whatever, and be like, guys, I need you to develop a deodorant that is not an antiperspirant. It needs to be specially engineered so I don't smell weird, but I do sweat.
Yeah, dude, hygiene upkeep with him has got to be like the biggest part of his day. Every time he gets out of a battle, he immediately hits the showers.
I looked this up at one point. At one point, that like there's sort of like a what's the word? There really is like a sort of like a maximum like stinkitude you can sort of reach. Because like if you are like a sweaty person, then that can be a problem. But if you have like a particularly profuse like sweating disorder, then like you sweat enough that it just kind of keeps like flowing, so you don't end up really being that stinky. You're just very moist.
Yeah.
So there is like a bell curve where once you get past a certain level of sweatiness, like that's what he would be trying to reach, where it's like, oh, can you make me a deodorant that makes you like extra perspirate, and then that'll be my solution.
Yeah.
He just has to drink a ton of water.
Just drink so much water that like they won't even be able to tell. No, I think Dan from Game Grumps has like the opposite issue where he just doesn't have working sweat glands somehow.
Oh yeah, that's another. I remember hearing a story about that. That's also a real thing where like just underworking or underperforming sweat glands, where it can be a problem because you'll be like, huh, it's kind of hot today, but like your body doesn't just like adapt over time, and so your brain's like, yeah, it's still pretty hot.
Yep.
Okay, I guess it's really hot today, and then like he's just like, wow, I'm really lightheaded. It's like, well, yeah, because you've been too warm for a very long time. Normally, your body's just subconsciously like sweating to cool itself down.
Yeah, but yours doesn't do that, so you gotta stay out of the heat.
It's also like I remember hearing that there are some people in the world like specific like tribes and stuff in hot climates that they don't really sweat that much, and like they're just it's just sort of a quirk of their a quirk of biology where they've just sort of managed to be able to work in hotter temperatures or just be out when the sun is out.
They've just
And I'm like,
evolved
oh, that's
to
cool.
exist in that kind of heat.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it means that like, oh, this is the not being able to sweat is a bit of an issue, but it's more of an issue if it's combined with like the inability to deal with to sort of deal with the high temperatures in the first place. Like if theoretically maybe if your body can compensate in other ways, then the lack of sweating just like isn't as big of a deal.
Right. Crazy shit, man. Body's weird. Human bodies are weird.
Also, it says that I looked this up because I was trying to remember his name. It was like Katsuki Bakugo, also known as Kachan, and his hero name, Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite.
No, you can't call yourself that. There's literally like a whole gag where he writes like 5 different names that are like kill, death, explode, murder, something, and the teacher just keeps going, no, you can't call yourself that. No, you can't call yourself either. No, that's also inappropriate. Can you pick a normal name, please?
I like the only one that I can remember that was like rejected, but I really liked was the slime girl, the slug type like pink girl who was like, how about Alien Queen? And I'm like, oh, like alien, like a xenomorph because the acid. That's cool.
Yeah, which I'm down with.
I'm like, why not?
That should totally be it. Your line.
It's because I think it's because I haven't been training. Oh, there. Sorry. Hero names. Oh, sorry. I actually managed to find it.
Bruh.
Mina Ashido, aka Pinky.
Oh, is that what she's called?
I mean, Alien Queen would have been great.
Pinky's also pretty great, though.
Or in Japanese, Pinky.
Pinky.
I'm like, okay, but Alien Queen, it's a good name.
Then there's Cellophane.
Okay, my powers are weak again. Yeah, Maya never got her moment where she got to like train under the waterfall, whatever.
Yeah, man. Oh man, what bad timing. Taylor,
really
stop
sorry.
reading Wikipedia.
I'm sorry. I'll try my best.
I hope so. Oh my god, Hunter, why are you screaming? Yeah? I know.
What are you whispering? What are you meowing about?
I don't know, man. What are you meowing about?
I don't know if the mic picked that up.
I don't know if Crisp is blocking it out or not. They might be able to hear it on stream anyway. I don't know. Oh, it's nothing.
It's a lot of the time. I just checked, and like a majority of the time, I can't hear the cats. So you reacting to the cats, like you need to react less to the cats. You're like, yes, you cat, I can hear you. The audience probably can't.
Yes, cat, meow to you as well. Well, it's time. Let's head in.
Get a little it's just a Phoenix Wright's head, like sprite doing a little spin.
You can read that.
December 26, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Clone Saga.
Oh wait, hold on, I gotta get my gavel.
Clone Wars.
Court is now in session of the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah, who's gonna voice this guy?
Do you want to voice him or do you want me to?
If you're feeling spicy.
It can be spicy.
All right, you gotta do your best, your best like vampire-y line.
Yeah.
Mr. Von Karma, is the prosecution ready?
Fool! You seriously think that I would stand here?
Gotta be a little bit louder.
Louder? You seriously think that I would stand here were I not completely prepared?
Right, my apologies. Well, if I was a bad demo man, I wouldn't be sitting here discussing it with you.
He's even got the judge scared.
Very well. Your opening statement, please.
Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required?
You know, I was saying vampire voice, but I see you went with Christopher Nolan's Batman.
I don't know what I'm trying to do right now. I wanted it to be like a gravelly vampire. I was going more for Vegeta, but like if Vegeta were a vampire, you know?
And then ended up...
Yeah, and then it turned into whatever the fuck this is.
Nolan vs. Batman?
Nolan vs. Batman, sure, whatever.
You know, I feel like enough time has passed that the Nolan vs. Batman voice, like, is now, like, funny again.
Yeah.
Because, like, when the movie first came out, it was serious, and then, like, 5 minutes later, it was like, oh, that's kind of a weird choice. And then, like, for a zillion years, that was the Batman voice, despite having other Batmen doing voices, like
Kevin Conroy right there.
Yeah, I think it's because like everyone can do a really bad Nolan vs. Batman, and you can tell, but it's way harder to like to for you to do a voice and someone to be like, oh, that's Kevin Conroy's Batman.
Yeah.
It's so I think maybe that's why is like, oh, okay, people know you're doing a Dark Knight thing.
Yeah.
Justice. All right. Nothing, of course. That should be fine. The prosecution may call its first witness. What's with this guy? Is he royalty or something?
How am I supposed to fight against this? Hold on, I'm gonna go with a different voice. I call the detective in charge of this case, Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Alright.
Is that...
Add, like... Yeah, take that and then focus on, like, your gut. As in, like, contract your gut to get more air without having to flex your vocal cords, and you'll get more volume out of it.
I call the detective in charge of this case, Detective Dick Gumshoe.
There we go.
Alright. Okay, Gumshoe's first. Let's see how this goes.
Gumshoe.
Describe the incident now.
Yes, sir.
Detective Gumshoe looks nervous.
Please take a look at the map. Oh, sweet. You know what's weird? When we, like, went around the lake, I would not have guessed this is the, like, order of things.
Yeah?
I always thought the van thing was parked on the right, and that the house, the hut, was all the way to the left.
Yeah, well, that's how it's presented when we go there, but the map has it, like, looking the other way. It's fucking weird.
So Phoenix has, like, a bad sense of direction. It looks different.
Yeah.
The murder happened late Christmas Eve, around midnight. You said around midnight. Oh, I can hear that cat.
Kitty cat,
Whose
I
cat is
apologize. That's Hunter.
Which cat is that?
That would be Hunter.
Hunter,
He's
are you joining us on stream?
Yeah, he's on stream. He's very loud. Sorry about that, guys. Buddy, I'm trying to stream. I'm trying to prove my friend innocent of the crimes he's being accused of. Sorry, continue.
There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. There were two men on the boat. Now, there happened to be a woman camping here on the edge of the lake. At 12:10 a.m., she heard 2 pistol shots. And the boat started to move. And then the cat... Bailiff, get the cat out of here! It went towards the boat rental shop. Oh, at least... So they brought the boat back.
Oh, yeah. Overhead map added to the court record.
Excuse me.
Testify to the court about the arrest. Now.
Oh, wait! Mr. Von Karma?
Yes.
Actually, I'm the one who's supposed to be handling these proceedings.
What the fuck is that? What? Wrong. There is only one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role.
Hold on, Judge. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this down in your I don't know, your yearly judge review that you caved a little too easily here.
Yeah, this has to be illegal. There's no way you can do this in real life.
I feel like on a sliding. I feel like that's one of the fundamentals is you can't have a weaker willpower than versus the charisma of the person who's leading. You need to have a stronger will than the either of the not prosecutors. What's the word? Either of the parties.
Yeah, imagine if Saul Goodman just walked into court and was like, "All right, Judgy, you're my bitch."
Your job is to sit. My job is to do proceedings. Is to handle. I'm the master of ceremonies. They call me AMC Judge. Hold on. I leave you with a message that lingers. I'm dropping bars like I got a case of Butterfingers.
What the fuck is this? Are you reading lyrics off of
just having to make it up on the fly.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger. If they do, I don't... fuck, I don't... Well, what the fuck rhymes with finger? Linger. I don't know.
I feel that your ego is starting to encroach. Encroaching. You may approach the bench, but you can't step towards me. I don't know. I don't know where it's going. There's no time for freestyling. Yes, of course. You're quite right. Excuse me.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
The arrest of Edgeworth.
All right. A man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. That's when we found Mr. Edgeworth. No, that's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I didn't suspect him of anything at all. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake. Ah, okay. So there was a body. We had to arrest Miss Edgeworth. I see. Very well.
Begin your cross-examination, attorney, now.
Once again, that's the judge's
Once again.
proceedings. This it's the guy from Big Hero 6. It's just, there's protocols here. Society has rules.
Alright, we press on everything. That's the first rule of pressing these, is that you press on everything, because there you have unlimited presses. You received a call from a man?
What kind of man?
The man with the power.
Wait, hold on. No, you gotta ask the question.
What man?
I received a call. Man.
From what man?
The man with the power.
What power?
I think it was the power of the voodoo.
Hoodoo?
You do.
Do what?
You remind me of the man who called at about 30 minutes past midnight. Oh.
Comedy gold here on the People Orients.
Alright. You done? Yep.
But you said there was a woman camping there. She was the one who heard the 2 gunshots, right? What was that? That's what he sounds
It does
like?
sound like your voice.
That's amazing!
I would have gone with more. See, here's the thing. I didn't want to put in I didn't want to dip my toe in and be like, oh, here's what I would have done as the voice, until you really decided on it. Because I was gonna be like, oh, well, clearly he's got a Dracula, if he's got the Dracula vibes, then he should have a Hotel Transylvania sort of or vaguely old-timey Romanian or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
But I like that the sort of deep, sort of commanding demony voice is just oh no, that's just what his voice is supposed to be.
That's just what he is. That's just how he sounds. Who knew? It's amazing. That woman and the man who called in the report are 2 different people, obviously. Different people? There were 2 witnesses. Their testimony.
This line is way funnier to hear. It's one person wouldn't sound like 2 different people. He says doing the voice for 2 different people. Oh, it's so good.
It's so meta.
Great continuity.
Great. Their testimonies were quite similar, however. Today I have summoned the woman who was camping. The woman who was camping? Lotta Hart? What happened next, detective? And what kind of a stupid name is Lotta Hart anyway? Who comes up with these names? Where do you get these guys?
It shows up in the credits roll, and one of the designers is called Lotta Hart.
That one was actually named after one of the people who works here. They were pretty cool.
You got all these Japanese names, and you have just Lotta? What kind of name is Lotta? It's a stupid name. Turns over.
Lotta holding up a name that's just one of those name signs. It's Lotta. It's that.
They have Lotta, but not Daffy.
Lotta is a stupid name.
Editor, put that in. All right, you read this. I think.
I think so. Yeah.
We had to do the scene of the crime as fast as we could.
Press. How long was it between receiving the report and your arrival at the lake?
Well, I would say it's About 3 minutes.
That's pretty fast.
Our motto for the month is get there quick. What do you mean objection?
To what? What are you objecting to? It's a cross-examination. I'm doing my job. What the fuck are
Johnny
you doing?
Tight-Lips over here. Oh, speaking of, there's that the bot that's used on Discord. Well, there's different bots that do this, but the one I'm familiar with is a Pupper bot, where you can like use it. You can save an avatar and a username, and then you can use like a code phrase, and when you type it in, and that bot is on that Discord, it'll take your post, delete it, and replace it with a post from the bot, and so you can like talk in character. And it's really good for like tabletop and role playing and stuff, but it's also really good for like one-off gags. So
yeah.
like, so recently I added an avatar that's just Johnny Tight-Lips. So that way I can be like, Johnny Tight-Lips, what's going on in the chat, and then he'll just type in as Johnny Tight-Lips, and he's saying nothing.
That's very awesome. Detective.
It's great.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Detective, you will refrain from casually revealing department secrets.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
I look forward to your next year's salary review.
That's none of your business.
What the fuck?
Unless he's, I mean, I think he might technically be a district attorney, but like, still.
This guy needs like
editor replace Gumshoe's sprite here with one where he's got like a really big smirk, and he's just holding a sign that says "I'm Union."
Yeah. You know, you ever look at someone and you're like, this guy definitely has a palace that needs treasure stolen from it.
Well, in this case, it's both figurative and literal. I feel like, look at Manfred von Karma. I'm like, yeah, there's probably a Palais Don Karma or whatever.
Yeah.
So much to look forward to these days.
This is no time for dejected daydream. Continue. Fuck.
Remember, you manipulate your voice with your throat, but if you need to project more, like you kind of squeeze your gut, and that way you can get more volume without having to sort of alter your chest shape.
Right. This is no time for dejected daydreaming. Continue.
That's how I learned to imitate like J.K. Simmons stuff, like him as Cave Johnson, and it's because like he would do really low notes. He'd be like, "Cave Johnson, we're done here," and you can't get that like "we're done here" without using that technique where you have to like squeeze in your diaphragm, but while keeping your voice box just like relaxed.
Hold on, who's Cave Johnson?
Cave Johnson was from Portal and Portal 2.
Oh, right. That's who that. Okay, yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
He's
he
the
was
guy
voiced
that
by
fucking made the portals. I did not know that.
These lab boys are telling us we got 2 different kinds of gel. That yeah, it's that where I feel that's like where I like incidentally learned that technique in voice acting, was just from trying to imitate the Cave Johnson like lines and be like, oh, that's really hard to do, and it's because you have to push a lot of to get those low notes. You have to be pushing air without messing with like sort of your upper chest.
Right.
And that's how you do it. It's just like the diaphragm. Just Cave Johnson, we're done here.
Cave Johnson, we're done here.
Yes, sir. Excuse me.
Hold on. Let's go over the evidence that I have.
Yeah. Take a peek at that.
Misty Phase photo, an old photograph of
the
the...
time of... Alright, 24th or 25th, one bullet shot to the heart.
There's a camera. Picture.
Alright, we know... Hold on. So, if we go left to 1. Or, sorry, 2. Go left again. There we go. Stop. No, on the picture. There. Okay, so here's what we know, like, for realsies. We know for sure that a shot had to have happened at 12:15 because the detection system and the detection system taking the picture and having the metadata or whatever. Like, that's the one thing we know for realsies for sure.
Oh, yeah,
unless
for sure.
Something was fundamentally wrong with the camera.
Right.
Unless they bought the camera from a different time zone and
Right.
didn't change the clock.
Yeah.
Alright. And then what's the far right one? Is that the like diagram of
That's
the...
Misty Fae. The far right one
far
is
right.
the overhead map.
Alright.
That's where we found Edgeworth. Hold it! What was Mr. Edgeworth like when you saw him then?
Well... From what I saw, he looked pretty relaxed. Not like a murderer at all, really. Like I said, he was the third guy who was invited to go to the Gourd Lake.
Yeah. Detective, the court requires the facts, not your opinion. How many years have you been on the force? Facts only, detective. Hard, cold, objective facts.
Yes, sir.
Bro, shut the fuck. You cannot get angry every time I do my job. Shut up. Your Honor, I'd like to hold this guy in, fuck, what is it when you,
Contempt of court.
What's that?
Is it contempt of court?
Yeah, contempt of court. Your Honor, I call contempt of court with this guy. He's too hostile.
I'd like to hold this guy up to hold on.
Hold this guy in contempt of
Dang
court.
it, I forget. No, hold on. Hold on, I forgot what he was called.
Von Karma.
No, the Oh, sorry. I'd like to bring up the Supreme Court case on I don't know, Dracula v. Helsing. No Draculas in the courtroom.
No Dracula's in the courtroom. Dracula v. Helsing. Man, he's got his share of objections.
I got my share of objectives and a boat ton of suspicions.
Right.
Oh, sorry. And whenever I don't normally reread the green text, but I'm really like in character, so I'm like I'm saying the green text as if he is rereading it off of the court record. No, I didn't suspect him of anything at all.
Oh wait, hold on, no, go back.
Next morning.
Why didn't you think he was suspicious?
You should know. We have a deep, trusting relationship with the prosecutors.
Detective.
Is this not something that we can prove objectively?
Yeah, like
to the satisfaction of the court.
Jesus Christ. Detective.
I feel like this would have been like Gumshoe's gotcha to Karma, where it's like, because he's not saying like, oh, I didn't think he did it. He's saying like, at the time I didn't think he did it, and he's like, I'm not interested in your things. And it's like, well, you were asking what I was doing at the time.
Well, you were asking what I was doing at the time.
whether or not you like donuts, I was eating donuts at the time.
It doesn't matter if you don't like the donuts. It doesn't matter
If you check my receipts and correspondences, you'll see that I did in fact like that guy.
Yeah. Yo, dude, that earring. I just noticed he has an earring. Man, this guy's not cool enough to wear earrings. What the fuck? Get out of here. Detective.
Oh, right. You read the line.
Yeah, no, that's me. Detective, the court isn't interested in your musings. Deep, trusting poppycock. I've never heard so many flippant comments from an active detective on the force.
Sounds like he lost HP.
Seriously? Detective Gumshoe doesn't look so good. Continue now, and we will continue next time on Peopleorian Z.
Oh wow, I'm really flew.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we just got we're just cross-examining Gumshoe. I think we made some good project. Good progress.
Good progress.
That was pretty good.
Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching on a stream. I've been Lou Jack.
I've been Taylor.
And I'm reminding you to take care.
Stay awesome.
Go play Persona 5 Royal.
And do a fourth thing.
Stay hydrated. Bye.
Fifth thing? Bye.
Fifth thing?